Hello and welcome back to Captain of Industry. Today we are going to look at getting Electronics 3 probably started is what I'm going to say, probably. So we have got a bit of tidying up to do is what we're going to do. We need to get the actual microchips produced. So I've belted up this over here. So this is the crystallizer, taking in the silicon poly from the arc furnaces and the silicon reactors over here. I belted up the microchip machines on the assumption that they will use the resources they have in them, and I've belted in or piped in the water and the acid and everything, which comes from over here and over here. So we should be good to go to get this built. It needs copper, plastic and gold. We could look at belting the copper in, it's only there, but it's all getting a bit messy, so I might just look at trucking that in, at least for now. So let's start getting this built, shall we? There's no reason not to. If we do that, that should get it all up and running. Let's unity the pipes, because we need those, and we need these storages, and we need these belts done sort of first. So let's do that, and all the belts in the middle. And all the belts over there. And all the belts over there. And then we'll let the trucks come and do the rest of it, I think. That should be fine. Cool, cool, cool. Apart from that one there. I want that belt as well. And that belt there. And that pipe there. Cool. That should be everything we need. And then once they start going, and I think I've unitied some of them sort of by accident, they are going to need teraflops as well, which means we need to come over here and we need some of these built as well. These need a lot of electronics 2. How much electronics 2 do we have in stock? We have a full storage. We can get a couple of them unitied and we'll have to wait for the rest of them. So we might be a little low on teraflops to start with. They also take 12 workers. Our workers are getting a little low. They're getting there. So we could look at getting some more housing built in and getting the beacon turned on. That would probably help. I suppose for now we could just unity this one and at least get a little bit of extra housing so our just general population growth can start taking care of it. Because we are going to need additional workers over here for these. They've got most of this built already. That's looking fantastic. If you could get this one built, that would be great. There we go. Beautiful. Thank you very much, trucks. And you've started bringing in the gold and the plastic and the copper already. That is wonderful. We only need sort of tiny amounts of each of these, but we've just loaded them up. We've told them to just fill them up just so that it's done. And then we haven't got to worry about it. Hopefully. Gold. I thought they were bringing in gold, or not yet, but it's on its way. It's on its way. They do have quite a drive to get the gold over. We've started making the silicon wafers. So they are now going around. We need acid and water to start, so they should be starting on the first lot soon. It's going, and I just want to watch this to see if it outputs the microchip stage 1 over here. It should. Pop it over here and start doing this straight away, but no, it has put them onto the belt. So that whole build is now wrong. Oh, I was really hoping you wouldn't do that. Really, really, really hoping you wouldn't do that. So what we can do then is just put a break in there. We can put a U-shaped sorter in, which is going to go there. Nope, we need a flat sorter, which is going to go there. We want you to filter out, well, everything, annoyingly. So we need you to filter out this, 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 this. Is that it? Feels like there should be more than that. Where are the rest of... Are they all in different... Is it because they're already... I think it's because they're already there, so it's just... Yeah, I think that's what it's doing. Cool. So let's do that, that, and that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That is what I expected to be there. And then we can take this and plug this into here. And we are low on power with all of that going. So in the short term, I'm just going to unpause all of those. We will expand our nuclear facility at some point, but for now, let's just do that. That should get power up and running. It's all got to kick in first, I suppose. So yeah, so they're all going to output all their bits onto the belts rather annoyingly. I wish they would just use what's in there. Because this is all going to start getting blocked up, really, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. I don't really know what to do about that. This is like a short-term solution. We might have to think of a better solution for this. Yeah, because now we have all sorts of things mixing on these belts, and this is all going to get stuck because it's going to get filled with silicon wafers, and it's not going to do that. I mean, it might get there in the end. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I guess it'll do for now. But I think we are going to have to come back and look at that again. Trucks are super busy, but that's fine. That's because they're just trucking lots of stuff around. We should be okay here. Yeah, our demand is 28, so we don't actually need all of... Oh, in fact, we haven't even done that one, so that's fine. Okay. Okay. Well, it is what it is for now. So this one is working its way through them. They will do the different bits as they go. Maybe I need to... I don't know. I don't know. I was hoping that would work differently. I'm slightly frustrated at it. I wish there was a way you could say, don't output this. But there isn't, so... Fine. Fine. Anyway, we are starting to produce microchips at something. Could not store all the soybean after harvest. Because this is so backed up. Because we can't process any other stuff because we're not processing fuel gas. Now that is a problem for us. So we are going to have to look at doing something about this at some point. And we are going to have to. It's already on the biggest tier of storage. It's not actually. So we could just upgrade the corn for now. Because the corn is what is holding up the soybean. Sort of a short-term solution, but it's fine. It's not like we're short on food, it's just a bit wasteful, that's all. It's just a bit wasteful. So we want to do a little bit of tidying and down here. Right now everything's kind of split out quite a lot, like it could be shoved up a bit. We didn't do it with the electronics because the these belts were here, but that's just kind of silly, isn't it? So we could look at putting this here. If we tell this not to truck anything and get this one built. And then we're going to need silicon poly somewhere as well, which I would ideally like to have on this side. If we put that there and that there, and then bring that... Oh, okay, let's do that again. That there, this needs to come back a little bit, so if we put that there, just we've got space so we can put a big box in if we should want. That actually is wrong. That needs to be the other way around, like this. And then trucks can't do anything with it for the moment. If we get that built, this is a little tricky because we don't want to mess with our maintenance or anything, do we? Yeah, now we can't store all the fruits after harvest either. And that's because fruits and... Well, that one's not full. Vegetables aren't full, but fruits are. So let's upgrade fruits as well. Why not? We have another flu epidemic going, but we do need to get medical going at some point. That is, again, a problem for another day. So let's just do some tidying. I want to do the same with vehicle parts. I want to shove all these up so they're closer because they're taking up a lot of space, which means we're going to rebuild all of this as well. Shove all this up as well because it's just a bit wasteful. I don't like how it's going at the moment. So what do we want to do here? We want to pause these belts. We then want to take this and feed it into there. Just so we can empty this out. Could look at shoving all of this up as well, but that might be a bit much. So we're just going to do that for the moment. I'm going to take a copy of all of this and just pop this somewhere. Somewhere out of the way. Let's just pop it up there. And it's also copying the surfaces now. That is a new feature. I don't know if there's a way of saying don't do surfaces if you didn't want them. Nothing seems to be doing it, but that's fine. So we've got that. That has got rid of all of those. Let's delete this. And this belt. And this chunk of belt. And this chunk of belt. And then let's delete this and this, and we'll leave that one for the moment. We want to take this and plug it into here. This we want to, we need this one to be gone. This we want to plug into here. These are doing 24, so let's say that's 25, 50, 100, 150. So a Mark II belt should be absolutely fine. We will need to upgrade this one and unpause it. And then let's get those two built so we can actually get electronics out. Let's get this one built. And if you mark this one for deletion and say you can quick remove those, they're all going to go in there. That's perfect. We can turn this back on just in case trucks do need to do anything with that. And then let's delete up to there. Okay. Do we have... How's this looking? It is all backed up is how it's looking. Do you have any microchips? We do not as of yet. I don't think this is going to work. Let's get in. That's sort of halfway down. This is working on this one. That one. So you have not enough input, but you don't have enough space to output those. So why don't you just use those there? Very frustrating. Very frustrating. We'll have to think about that. We'll have to think about that. Okay, so over here we were doing stuff. Let's get rid of all of this belt. And we're going to need to break this belt as well. So let's do that. And let's unity that out of the way. I don't mean need to build those, but it's done now. So what we actually need to do is now just delete all of these. And if we could unity that, because we've got quite a lot of unity, so that's fine. I want you just to get rid of them. I didn't want you to upgrade them. Did I press the wrong button? I might have done. But they're doing it quite fast. Sandy Control Tower has no place to dump products. That is because Sandy Control Tower is not really doing sand at the moment. It's doing more rock than sand. So let's just get you doing this. There is some rock. There is some sand underneath all of this. I don't think we're in a massive rush for sand, but we do have to keep... When I say that, we have no sand. So we are in a bit of a massive rush for sand. So let's actually come over here and tell you to dig out this. and bring you over there. Because you should both be focusing on sand. The other thing I want to look at doing is getting some hydrogen vehicles going, because we are full up of stuff over here, but part of, ooh, not enough maintenance, one. Let's get this done faster, sooner rather than later, I think, is what we need. So let's get all of these. These are going to go up here somewhere. Let's pop that there. So we need electronics 1 coming in, which is going to go like that. That is almost certainly going to need to be a Mark II belt, but we can work on that in a minute. We're going to have to flip a bunch of these around. The rest of them look like they should be okay. Because they are using 12, 24, 48, more than 60. So let's upgrade that one. Let's upgrade that one, that one, that one, and that one. And you know what, let's just do all of those. That should be fine. What else do they need? They also need the PCBs and silicon poly. Well, the silicon poly is right here. How much silicon poly do you need? Just 6. We're not running more than 10, so a mark. One belt will be fine, and then we need to flip that one around. That should all be fine. And then we need the PCBs, which are going to come from here. How many PCBs do we need? I don't know how many of these we actually have built now. Should have paid more attention to that, shouldn't I? We definitely didn't have all 6 built, but I don't know how many we had now. 6 PCBs, so a Mark 1 belt will be fine. Again, this is something we'll look at tidying up at some point. What I might actually do is come from this end. Bring this in at a height 5. And then plug that in there. Yes, that's fine. So let's get that built. We need that. Let's get those built. We're going to need all of the top belt built. And then we're going to want... Do we have like 4 of these before? Really wish I paid attention. Really wish I paid attention. And then this one we want here. Flipped around. There's a collision with the flat conveyor, so we're just going to delete all of this for the moment, and we're going to unity that. Now, maintenance 1 also had electronics on it as well, so we do need to get these out of here. That will be fine for now. And then you can come... Oh, press the wrong button. You can come here. You output 6. So we probably don't need a Mark II belt. Let's get a Mark I belt. And we're gonna... I think we had maybe at least one more. So let's do that. Let's get that one built. And then we can delete this one and quick remove that, which will hopefully put it all into there. And then delete that belt. And then we need to unity this, and that. Okay. So that's all that up and running again. We need to get the Mark II electronics plugged into this belt and get that unitied, and then we can delete that bit. The glass we want plugging in over here. Let's It's not going to go directly over the top, but it can come around here, which is fine. Let's unity that one. So that is everything connected up again. Okay. You use 12 electronics, you make 24, so we've got enough for that. It just depends on whether we actually have enough. Why aren't you... Oh, you're waiting for the PCBs to come in. That's fine. And then maintenance one, we've got all the bits coming in. That should be okay. And that then gives us room... You should be able to dump products now. Yeah, no, I think you're all fine. Because you're only there for that, so I think that was an old one. The flattenator has nothing to flattenate. So you were over here. Yes, you started digging into the gold mine because your area is conflicted. That's fine. We can edit this area and just do that. And that'll get you doing something. There we go. Now that'll get you doing something. Why is gold not running? Because we're not making any of this because we don't have the acid. We don't have acid because we don't have sulfur. We don't have sulfur because we just don't have a lot of sulfur on the belts. I think we will just bring in a one-off load of sulfur. So we're going to pop this one over here. We are, in that case, going to need to get another ship. That is around here somewhere. Let's start repairs on that. It looks like it's already loading that up, so that's great. So we are going to need this one, cargo docks loose module. We're also going to need to get the sulfur mine up and running, which is this one. Let's start repairs on that as well. That is the only sulfur mine I think we have that I can see. Yes, yes, yes. Like I say, it's just going to be a one-off. Go there, collect it all, bring it back, just so we've got a whole bunch of sulfur that we can rely on. Because we do want gold coming in. How are you going? You are all entirely blocked because you can't make anything else. Yes, that build has failed. We will have to come back to that. Oh, that is gutting to be honest. Right, so this is all there. That's a lot tidy. We want to do the same thing with vehicle parts as well. So we're going to get this one made. We're going to plug this into there. We're going to flip that belt. We are going to delete this one and quick remove those. It's still bringing stuff in because we need to get rid of that bit as well. That's fine. Let's... Oh, it does say a vehicle's coming in to get the bits, so we'll just let that go for the minute. We're not in any rush for vehicle parts. If it takes a bit of time, it takes a bit of time. That's fine. The main thing is this is all working. That's the concern. We are done loading for the damaged cargo ship. So let's not that one. Let's send you off. It's the first time our ship's gone off in a while. Is our ship even got crew? It does have crew. That's been 90 crew just sat there for a while. Off you go. Go and repair that. And then we'll start loading up for the sulfur mine. And what we can do about this, I was thinking, is we can just start swapping some vehicles over to hydrogen. We can just start swapping some vehicles over to hydrogen. So if we say we want to do some trucks over to hydrogen trucks. If we pick the... Let's just do the Sandy control tower for now. We start that. Let's get bunch of trucks upgraded with hydrogen. Now, we don't have any hydrogen over here. They're going to have to truck that over. And we don't have a store for it, and it's a bit awkward to do because we only have the one input for fuels, and we put that one right there. Could we fit another one in next to this? Not quite. Okay. Well, we'll ignore that. We have delivered to the damaged cargo ship. You have come back. You have finished loading for the sulfur mine. Go repair the sulfur mine. Excellent. So we now need to get you all built. We are going to need a large... In fact, let's just copy all of that. Plug that in there. You are not going to be uranium. You are going to be sulfur. Once those are built, we can tell them to import from... If I do it to this one here. Import from a mine rig. And you're going to be sulfur, and then we're going to copy that and put that over all of those. We're going to give you a little fuel tank. I say a little fuel tank, quite a large fuel tank. And we're going to actually resume construction on all of that as well. So that's going to be a hammer in our construction parts for a little while, but that's okay. So this bit has been done. If we get rid of this, and what else are we going to have to do here? We're going to have to move this. So if we just take that back to there. Same with the steel. If we take that back to there. Let's just unity those and that. And then we want this. I was really hoping it was going to fit there without me having to delete more stuff. But it's not. That's alright. So let's just get rid of that. And let's just unity those bits. Excellent. Now if I do Control V, we can just bring this back nice and simply. And then if we line this up with the existing ones, which I'm trying to do, which I think goes there. So we can pop that down there. And then we're going to have to do some jiggery pokery. So this is going to plug into here. This needs to be flipped. This needs to be flipped. This did not need to be flipped. And this bit can be deleted. So that's those done. What do you need? Glass and steel. Well, the glass is here. You also need to go down to here. So if we just get rid of that for the moment. We get rid of... Nope. That. Let's just unity that and that. Can we just connect this in nicely here? Yes. And then can we nicely... We get rid of this bit here. Connect this in here. And then flip that, because that should be going that way, that should be going that way, that should be going that way, that should be going that way. Don't need that bit anymore. Then it's just the steel, which is here. So we'll take this. It's not going to plug in because that is going the wrong way. If we get rid of that, take the steel, plug it into there. It's a shame that has to have that little kink at the bottom, but whatever. And then that gets flipped, and then that gets flipped, and then that gets flipped, and then that bit on the end. Ugh. Gets deleted, because I don't think we bring steel down any further. Oh, we totally do. We totally do. Okay, in which case, I'm going to come off of you at height 1. Bring you underneath here. Connect you in there, because that's just neater. And then we're going to get rid of that. And then we can build all of that. Cool, so that's just saved us a little bit of space. We can then get rid of that. If we get this one built, And we delete that bit of belt there. We can mark that one for deletion and say quick remove those. And then delete all of that. Sweet. We're getting there, we're getting there. Apart from we missed. Oh, we didn't actually connect it up. We didn't miss anything, we just didn't connect it up to the storage. Let's connect it up to the storage, shall we? Because you only make, yeah, you only make 4, so that's fine. It's just a bit neater. It's just a bit neater. I just like that it's neater. Then we need to do a similar sort of thing with this. We need to grab all of these and bring these up here, which we want in line with the existing ones, which is there. And then let's just delete these end bits for the moment so we can see what's going on. So you need vehicle parts and electronics 2. So the vehicle parts are going to come out of here, which means they will go in the right way. Electronics 2. Is this electronics 2? Yeah. So you are currently in quite an awkward place. That works. I mean, only just, but it works. So let's get all of that unpaused. Let's not build that one, and let's not build that one. So we only have 2 of those at the moment. There's no point in building more than we need. If we get this one built, and we delete that belt, we can mark this one for deletion. We can say quick remove, and it should put them all in there, which it has. Excellent. And then we can say get rid of all of that. So we have to bring the vehicle parts in at a different place. That's absolutely fine. We don't want this chunk of belt anymore. And we don't want... Oh, that was the vehicle parts 2 going into there. So we do want some of that somewhere. Let's get rid of this belt because it's in my way. If we bring this one back to about here for the moment. So vehicle parts 2 come in here. So let's bring those in there. That's solved. And then vehicle parts 3 are here. Can we make this neater? Let's find out. So if we come in here at height don't snap. Bring that in there, bring that in there, bring that in there. Bring that in, bring it back one. Do that. Perfect. That looks all right. Happy with that. We have not connected this up to the storage. That's sort of important. That's that done. Excellent. Now, as the sandy tower is now hydrogen fueled, we could probably do with putting... It doesn't actually have a fuel tank down here. Okay, I was going to say we could do with putting a hydrogen fuel tank down there, but it doesn't actually have one, so let's not worry about it. It's fine. The ship is back home because this has been repaired. We probably want to upgrade this just so it can go a bit faster. We're also going to unpause it so it can do stuff a bit faster as well. We want you to load the ship for the sulfur mine. This is going to hit our Unity quite hard, but I don't mind. So you're doing sulfur, that means you're okay. You're waiting on diesel because I didn't build that. That's fine. You've got some workers in you. You're just waiting for sulfur to come in. Excellent. I'm going to pause you for the minute just in case you do something silly and go off when you don't want to. We have a low supply of crude oil. Yes, we do. We do not care. So turn that alarm off. We just want to get rid of all the oil that's in there. And then, so do we have hydrogen trucks now? We do. You are now a hydrogen truck. And I think hydrogen trucks use less use less maintenance. So you've got 2.5. There is a fuel tank over here. So let's pop that one there and make that hydrogen. And that needs to be kept up to 60. Possibly more. But we'll leave it at 60 for now. Same as this, should probably be 60 as well, but that's fine. Let's get that one built, just so those trucks can go there to refuel. This is all done. That's beautiful. Look how much space we have saved by doing that. Look how much space we've saved. And this bit here, we just want to basically copy this and just shove it all up, which means we have to delete all of that first. We have to remember we had paused 2 of those. Let's just pop those there for the moment. So 2 of the tier 1s were paused. And then we're just going to delete all of this. Do we have to worry about the storage stuff? I mean, probably, but we're not. We're just going to do that. It's fine. It's fine. We could build... I suppose we could build these. And then say quick remove. Quick remove, quick remove, and quick remove. That's fine, that's fine. Just want to make sure this is all good. Our maintenance is ticking back up, which is lovely to see. This is all looking super neat and compact now. Awesome. This is obviously all stuck. We need to work on that. So then let's think about how we're going to do this. So let's copy these bits. And I don't think there is another tier of vehicle parts, so we should be fine to just stick these in here. And then we need to think about where everything's going to get its stuff from. So you are mechanical parts and electronics, both of which are up at tier 5 here. That's mildly annoying. So, you could plug into there. That works. Is that electronics 1 or 2? That's electronics 2, and you need no, you've got electronics 1. That's what that is. You need mechanical parts, which are these ones here. Just trying to find like a nice way of doing this. It might be that. And if we flip that, and flip that, that should be that done. Okay. And then this stage needs lab equipment, paper, and glass. Well, the paper is sorted. We have paper coming in. So we need the lab equipment from here, which we also have. So we just need the glass, which is rather helpfully just there. Perfect. That's that one done. You need the lab equipment too, which you've got. You also need electronics too, which comes in from here. So let's get rid of that bit and then figure out where we're going to put this. If we come in from this end, we could put that one there. Okay, and then we don't need that or that. And then we can get all of that built. Along with those two. Yeah, that should be fine actually. We do also need this bit here built. And we need to flip that. So that's all going the right way. Perfect. Then we can delete this one and say quick remove you. We have this one, so we can delete this one and say quick remove you. And then we have the other ones as well, so delete, delete, quick remove, and quick remove. Perfect, and then we can get rid of all of that. Sweet. Which just leaves then belting this into here and saying we're going to flip that one around. And we'll leave this just to so it uses up those bits at some point. Cool. And we also need to unpause that, I suppose. That would be the nice thing to do. So that is all that tidied up. And you can see how much space that has saved us by doing that. And that's exactly what I wanted to see. That's exactly what I wanted to see. You aren't moving because you're going the wrong way. You do not need to go down here anymore. Same with you. Don't need to go down here anymore. And we probably need to unpause that. Get the vehicle parts 2 down there. Excellent. Well, happy with that little tidy up. Happy with that. That looks a lot neater. We could have squeezed these up a bit more as part of that, but it's fine. I don't really mind that too much. The main thing is it's a lot neater than it was. Sulfur, yep, we are just a bit low on sulfur. We're just a bit low on sulfur. You have probably loaded that. Go upgrade the sulfur mine. The sulfur mine is stored with 2,000 product, but you can hold 750 times 8. 750 times 8. Well, what happened there, keyboard? What were you playing at? No, that was 750 times 8. 6,000. We ideally would want 6,000 in the sulfur mine. So if we... oh, it's upgrading, it's upgrading, it's upgrading. We can get 5,000. I'm fine with 5,000. Let's let that... I'm going to upgrade that for the moment just to get that filling up a little bit faster. We are very low on workers, so we are going to need to now think about moving all of this. And what do we have here? We have fertilizer, we have water that comes from these. I think I'm at the point where I'm just going to delete these now. Let's just get rid of them. Let's just get rid of them. And then we need to... Well, the fertilizer, quite helpfully. So if we just put a break in... there, which did not do the fertilizer for some reason. So the fertilizer goes into the balancer, and the other thing was the fuel gas, which says it's got nothing in it. Is it fuel gas? Pretty sure it must be fuel gas. Yes, okay. Long as we know. And then we can get rid of not all of that. We can get rid of all of this one. And the fuel gas, which comes down to there, we can break there and get rid of all of that and get rid of that. Okie dokie. Ore sorters are blocked due to full input. So you're now full of gold. Rock, slag, yeah, you are. What else are you full of? Dirt and a little bit of waste. So let's gold ore is going to go into there. We're going to I wanted to break that temporarily. I suppose like what I could do is that, and then pause that one, and then build that, and then the rock output is going to become a gold ore output. And let's get all of that out of there. I could probably take the gold off of that now. I don't know if I click that what happens to it. I think it just goes. And then we have trucks saying there's no compatible plant for mixed cargo. Because you've all got a bit of gold in you. Oh, because you're the flattenator ones. So I do need gold on there. Okay. What happens to that gold ore? Does that just go down here now? Yep. Okay. Well, that's a quick fix. That's a quick fix. Hold on a second. Waste? Nope. Sorted. The dirt, there's not a lot we can do about it. It just needs to delete that when it can get to it. But all these dirt storages are full. Build more. Build more. The iron mine is nearly finished down there. We have a low supply of steel. And that's probably just because we're using a lot of... No, it's because we haven't got something coming in. Limestone. Hang on. You're full of rock. But you do not appear to be outputting rock. It's because you're trying to output dirt, but the dirt is full. Yeah, well, that should help that. Hopefully they're going to come over here and get rid of some of this dirt. That is full. Let's upgrade that. I don't know what they're going to do with that gold ore, to be honest. I'm sort of tempted to say delete it again. But we're going to have a lot more coming in, so let's just try and get those trucks to sort what they've got in them, I suppose. So this should hopefully be running again. You are now getting rid of your rock, which is filling up quite quickly. That's absolutely fine. That should get us hopefully processing limestone, but we're not getting a lot of limestone coming over. Is that because you're not digging up a lot of limestone? You're digging up a fair bit of limestone. Do we need to give you more trucks? The trucks do appear to be taking a while to come back. Let's give you a couple more trucks. Maybe we need to think about giving you a mega excavator. Maybe. So steel, we're still waiting on the limestone. I would like to see some limestone coming in, please. That's limestone output for other things. We do now have limestone coming in slowly. We are still horrifically full of rock. But they have lots to fill in. It's just that there's a lot to fill in. Not a lot we can do about that. Okay, right. How is our sulfur mine looking? Almost there. Almost there. If I unpause you, are you going to go immediately off? No. Okay, that's fine. This has been done, so let's think about this. So we're going to want one of these here. We're going to want one of these here, 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 and here. So that's where that's going to live. We then want to take these. Over here. We're going to want a bridge in somewhere. So let's bring that back to there. Let's get a little bridge. And pop that in there. And then we need to know which of these is which. So this one here is the fertilizer. So I want you to come under there. You may as well stay at height, whatever you're on, 5 until you get there. Come there. Go underneath. And then back up to height 5. You do something weird there? Ever so slightly weird. Okay, go to there and then up to height 5. That's better. And we didn't have a priority input, just a priority output. And you prioritize output in up. That's great. We then need this, which comes in at height 4. So you're going to go there. You're going to go underneath to there. You're going to go there, and there, and there, and back up to height 4. And then you're going to come along to here and plug into there. Excellent. We're going to unity those. We're going to unity that. And we're going to unity those and those. Cool. So that's that fixed, and it has given us more space to expand. I do want to get that made. So it's going to give us a tiny little bump to our unity. I don't think we unlocked anything else which was prettier. No, it's just those 3 still. And I like having the tower. I like people to be reminded of what it is they need to be watching out for. Right, so we do have limestone coming into these finally, so the steel should be doing okay. We are full of mechanical parts, so it's probably not a concern for the minute. Okay, so this is the next thing then. What are we going to do about this? Let's bring you back up to our little designing area. I wish you could get rid of the surfaces. There is probably a way, but I don't know what it is offhand. Oh, what's this? Go away. Ignore custom surface. There we go. And now I need to go into the remove surfaces button to get rid of that. There we go. So what else did these do? Ignore structures, ignore surface paint. Cool. Right, so this doesn't work. This doesn't work. So what are we going to do about it? Let's get rid of these. What are we going to do about it? I'm going to have a scratch, and then I'm going to think about it. Do we just build them in the exact way we didn't want to? We just have a massive line of them. That's the easiest way, isn't it? Oh, I don't want to do that, but if they're not taking in the inputs directly from their output, which is very frustrating, but hey ho. We don't really want to loop their outputs back onto their input ports, because without a lot of either balancers or sorters, it's going to get really confusing really quickly. I mean, it might be a short-term solution, but I think that's what we have to do. So we don't want that anymore. We don't want that anymore. So we don't want that. We don't want that. That's just going to connect to there. But we don't want that. And then and in fact, we don't want that. So we want to take this, connect it in there, and 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 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hello. Thank you. 10, 11, 12. Oh, I really didn't want that. But I'm not sure what the better option is. I was really happy with that tidy little setup we had. Right, so you need to go to there. You... I'm just going to do that one. And then we need to go back after this. So you're not doing those two. And we need to change what products are actually being inputted into them, because they don't need all the products anymore. You go into there. So we've done 3. 1, 2, 3. I suppose what we could maybe do is say the ones which have the same product inputs, but then we'd have to say this. We'd have to put a filter on from microstage 1.8. Is no, I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work. You are 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4. You are 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 1, 2. You are 7, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You are 8. Wait. You are 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dub. Which means you are 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which means you are 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which means you are that one. And you are just the bottom one. Now, whether that's going to have a massive impact on the teraflops, because they shouldn't all be running constantly. Because this only does, well, they might all be running constantly. Don't know if there's a lot we can do about that. Get rid of 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 that. And get rid of that. I'm not happy with this. I'm really not happy with this. So you are just acid and water. So you don't need those. Then I need to remember which is which. Okay. So maybe what we do is we say we are going to delete all of that. And we're going to delete that and that and that and that and that. And then we bring this over. And then we delete that. Then we bring this over here, put this over the top. Pop that down. So we don't need that little bit of belt anymore either. Oh, it's got rid of some of these. couldn't see where that was. My bad. Right. So it's gold, plastic, copper is the order. Gold, plastic, copper. You are plastic and copper, so you don't need pipes or gold. You are just gold, so you don't need pipes or those. You are just acid and water, and I think that just repeats now. And then you're plastic and copper, yeah. So if we just delete... If we just delete all of that, and then we copy... If we copy all of that, and then get rid of that. And then think about where this actually needs to go. So on the second one, it goes into the first two. So you're going to go there. You're going to go there. You're going to go there. So that should all be done again. And then we need to put a storage box in. Which we're going to put here. You are going to be for the microchips at the end. Copper control tower has nothing to mine in its area. Well, well, well. You sure? Is that because that's all set to 4 and you're getting confused by that? I reckon that'll keep you pretty busy. Off you go. The flattenator has nothing to mine in its area. You don't. Which is great. We have flattened loads of that. And then we get back into sort of flat territory anyway. So where do we want the flattenator to go? It was working down here, wasn't it? So let's put it back down here. Still have a low supply of steel. We do have a fair amount of limestone coming in now, so that should be okay. I think it's just because we're doing lots of building, so lots of steel's going over there. Oh yes, we unpaused this. We're burning probably more of this now as well. But that's only going to matter if we're getting rid of the diesel, isn't it? But then the diesel should be getting turned into naphtha. And the naphtha can get turned into hydrogen. Sort of. A little bit. Hydrogen and fuel gas. And then the fuel gas can get turned into hydrogen. I think we need more hydrogen vehicles. I think that's what we're saying. Which isn't there. It's up here. In fact, let's just build some. Let's just build some. Trucks are super busy. So let's get... Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I keep forgetting which is which. Is control the one where you smack it all in, or is control is 10 and shift is 5, I think. Let's just get some of those built. Sweet. And then ideally, we need to get this built now. And then we need to remove that surface. Oh, I mean, I'm very frustrated by this. I don't think this is an at all optimal way of doing it. I'm sure there are better ways. I haven't yet got to the point in the series I'm watching, JD's series, where he's playing on the same island. I haven't got to the point where he's doing microplastics. Oh, sorry, microchips. So I don't know if there's a better way. When I get there, you'll know, because I'll come back and be like, I've had a wonderful idea as to how we can resolve this problem. Are we getting trucks bringing stuff in here? We absolutely are. I wondered why that wasn't going down very fast. Now we know, because we've been making lots of bits, stuff, things. Cool, so that's probably going to have an impact on the teraflops. We will have to see. We'll have to see. So the next thing we'd need to do is get two electronics 3s going. So that would go, getting myself so confused. That would go over here. Electronics 3 needs the microchips and it needs the electronics 2. So it is just a 2-stage one. So we'd want to put another box in. I suppose we could put it there. No, we couldn't put it there. We're going to put it somewhere. And you're going to be microchips. Can we see microchips? Yes. Microchips keep you full. And then we want, do we have a handy 2-height one? Yes, we do. It's taken from, don't do surfaces. So that's already starting to annoy me. We're going to take you, we're going to pop you in there. So you are going to come in line with these, so we're going to put you there. We're going to take some electronics 2. How much do you use? Just 6. That's great. We're going to take you. We're going to put you here. We're going to get rid of that bit of belt. We're going to take you and plug you in there. And we're going to flip you over. And we're going to delete that. And we're going to delete that. That should be everything we need for electronics 3. Apart from storage, of course. We don't have storage yet. Which means you are going to be in the way there a bit, aren't you? If we wanted to put that in the same place. So let's take this one and put it here. Like that. Then we want another box, which is going to go here. So you are going to be microchips again. How you want you to be full. You are going to be electronics 3. Spot the needle in the haystack. There it is. And then you are going to connect into there. And you are going to connect into there. If you want to expand this, we go this way. And then what are electronics 3 used for? They are used for lab equipment. They're used for the next tier of lab equipment. And how many of those did we want? We wanted 3 of those. Didn't need to cut, but we've cut now. So down here, we want to essentially copy that, put that over the top of that, except we don't want you at the moment, so we're going to get rid of you and you and you and you, and then we're going to say upgrade, 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 and you're going to be making lab equipment purple, like that. So you have the input from there for that. Get rid of that for the minute. You are going to be lab equipment purple. Lab equipment purple. Well, there it is. My word. So we may as well get rid of that and that, because I don't think we're going to be using that at any point soon. Let's just unity that and that. And then you probably don't need to be a mark. Well, maybe you do actually. Maybe you do. Just about. So you're going to plug into there. You are going to quick remove the products you have on you, as are you. As are, but you're poor, so that doesn't actually matter, but we still want to get rid of the products on there. And then we need to flip that belt and probably upgrade that one. And then get rid of the products on there, because we do not want them there. Perfect. Right. So that's what we're going to need for that, but we do need the microchips coming in so we can get the electronics 3, which means we do need to belt electronics 3 down here. Somehow, some way, We need electronics 3 coming over here. So we could bring it in at height 3 there. And then if we bring that to there and to there, just bring it down here, I think. If we bring, in fact, if we come back a chunk to there. And plug it into there. Sweet. They are all going to require teraflops as well, so we might need to look at building more of the teraflops. We have these built. We do not have enough workers. We are super, super low on workers. What we can do is we can just pause all of these for the minute. Which still leaves us a bit short of workers. In the short term, we can go and just buy. It's completely legal. Don't worry about it. Buy some workers, which has got us enough workers to do that. We then need to get another one of these going. And we probably want to turn on... Well, we also want to get another one of these going. Because our teraflop demand is now significantly higher. We don't have enough construction. Oh, we do. It's getting there. It's getting there. Hull tank is struggling to find a destination it can reach. Where are you trying to reach, my friend? You can't tell me. Is it a secret? Is it a secret? I don't know what you're trying to do. You have no cargo. You're not giving me any information. We are low on workers again. We could adopt the one worker we need. Fine. Let's do that. Okay. Okay. So this is all working, and it's basically working flat out because we're making too many silicon wafers. So this is always going to be running now. Everything looks like it's working, so I'm pretty sure I've got everything plugged in correctly. We even have some microchips now. Yay! If we have microchips, that means we can... Well, we can't because we haven't got any workers. Beacon, please. Beacon, please, and more housing. We could probably look at upgrading this to housing 3 at some point. So I think we've got like housing 4. Yeah, we could probably look to start upgrading it to housing 3. It probably wouldn't hurt matters. I built you a lovely bridge there. Why don't you use it? Hey? Unbelievable. So, how is everything else looking? We could still do with a bit more limestone, if we're being perfectly honest. But that's because it's just getting taken elsewhere. We need really more workers, do we? We only need 2 for this. No, I take that back. Let's... Nope. Let's unity all of that. It does take 3 microchips. How are we doing in terms of silicon? Oh, we got loads of silicon poly still. That's great. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this. I think it's silly, but it is what it is for now. That's probably relatively easy to belt up via some stupid mechanism. What really is. I'd like it to not be so stupid there, ideally. Okay, we'll do that. At least that'll stop the trucks having to bring those down. Although we are only making 12. Well, we're not making... Are we making that many? We probably are, because that makes 12 and that uses 6. So we probably are making 12 every 60 seconds with slightly too much demand for teraflops. So let's do that. Could be because we've built these, which also have a teraflops demand. It is. That is what pushed us over the edge there. And then obviously when we build these, that is going to be an extra 9 teraflops needed. But if we can start making electronics 3, which we're pretty much there. Can we unity this one? Let's do that. Let's do that. 10, 12, 13, 14. So, and they're just outputting on the belt now, which is absolutely fine. We are very much at the point where we can say, why are all these green? Why are these green? Ah, because I've got a search on. That explains that. So if we come over here, we can now research the data center. Now, I don't think we can quite yet because we're not actually making the necessary research components at the moment. But we can research the data center. I feel like that's quite an important thing to have. So we're going to get that. We're going to get the internet. I don't know what the internet needs to make people happy, but if we get it researched, we can find out. We then want the ship engine, I think. Microchip production 2. It just doubles the amount of microchips we can make, I think. Maybe even triple. I think it triples it. Okay, that's fine. Vehicle-wise, we're still not quite at the cap, so I'm not too worried about that. We then get robotic assembly 5s, which need maintenance 3. That's a whole thing. Where does maintenance 3 come from? Needs maintenance 3. Can't see maintenance 3. Don't know. Well, if we can do that one afterwards, do that one. Do that one. We also have access to repeatable crop yields and everything. And we are getting very near to the end of the tree now. Like it's just... That's it. That's it. That's it. And we're done. Okay, and then we have to figure out where maintenance 3, and we also have electronics 4 as well. Research lab, research lab, research lab, assembly 4. Ah, we get maintenance 3 with the data center, so that explains that. So it says it has researched it a little bit. I don't really know how it would have done that. This is all looking wonderful. I don't know what you two have been bringing over. I think you've been bringing over the microchip 3s from the storage. Because we have loads of them over there still. Oh, that's great. Yeah, okay. That's cool. I'm alright with that. Microchips are getting belted over. We have a low supply of steel again. But the belts are full. That is simply because we are making oodles of construction parts now. Oodles and caboodles. Which probably means, yeah, we started emptying more of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent stuff. Iron has no available place to dump products because you have got a mix of rock and iron and dirt. No, wait, that should be fine. I think that's going to be that is filled. And it is filled, of course, with dirt again. So what we could do there is we could say, well, we've got loads of dirt. If we say trucks cannot export cargo from there, and apply that to all of those, we could then say that trucks are temporarily allowed to dump dirt again. Just because we are getting too much dirt. So trucks should be tearing over here. Oh, we just don't know where to dump anything. Hold on a second. I mean, that's good problems to have. That is going to mean we're going to run out of place to dump products, really. You're struggling to find a destination you can reach. What are you trying to reach? Why can you not reach that? Because you have managed to get yourself stuck there. Which means haul trucks can no longer get to this slag. Okay. We might have to move this. We have a low supply of electronics. Well, that's just because we're making lots of electronics too at the moment. This should be backing up very soon because we have filled this up. Which will put more electronics 2 down, because that could be a concern, because that does go over here. Everything else is okay. We've used a lot up, but I think we're producing enough. It's just because we're making a lot of vehicle parts, we're making a lot of these. Everything's churning over at the moment. And when we start this going as well, it's going to push our power through the roof, my friend, through the roof. Anything else we need to worry about? You're still telling me you can't dump products. And that's just because your storages are full, but we do have trucks coming in to empty that, so that's fine. We have a low supply of steel, but again, that's just because we're making so many bits. So many bits. Cool. And we have a message. We have new refugees. Hooray. So I'm just going to pause that again for the minute. So we don't want to go crazy with refugees. We don't want to go crazy. And because we are using hydrogen, we are starting to see this go, because we're probably using up some of the fuel gas now to make more hydrogen, which is great, which is great. So I think that's probably a good place to stop. It's probably been like an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 15 minutes or so. So this has been quite a productive video, I would say. We have got microchip production on the go, and we can double that up at any moment, should we wish to, They probably don't need to be on lifts anymore, but fine, is what it is. We have got electronics 3 done. We are ready to start researching the next tier of stuff. We just need to stabilize our production chains a bit, just to make sure we have enough stuff coming in, make sure our steel is starting to back up. Because right now we are probably using no place to dump products. They haven't filled that in already, have they? Oh, they absolutely have. Okay. Just do that. That'll give you somewhere to dump products for now. Yeah, because the construction part, the mechanical parts, sorry, go... They go into those two. Where else do they go? Well, they go into one of these somewhere, don't they? Yeah, they go into vehicle parts. Lab parts? And that's lab parts. Do they go into vehicle parts anywhere? What are you waiting for? Oh, you're waiting for steel. That's fair. Yep. I don't know why we're so low on mechanical parts. It could just be that our... we're not low on mechanical parts, really. Oh yeah, so the steel is starting to back up a bit now. Let's have a very quick look before we finish up at our pollution. Should be... We've got a little bit of radiation around. We'll have to just check that quickly. Vehicle pollution has had a fairly massive spike. Is that just because we've been busier or what? What did I want to look at? I wanted to look at maintenance. So we are currently using about 1,000 maintenance and 330 Mark II. Which should be fine, because we can make about 1,400 of that and 480 of that. So maintenance should be fine. I think we're probably just using up a fair bit more of our resources. And also steel just isn't coming in as fast as I feel like it should be. Like, why aren't you running? Because you're waiting on molten steel. Why don't you have molten steel? Because you're waiting on this. Why are you not running? Because you can't get rid of your slag? You can't get rid of your slag. because a whole bunch of trucks can no longer reach you. Okay, let's remove this and this. Copy this and put this here. That should be fine. You're going to plug into there. You're going to get flip reversed. You're going to get flip reversed. We're going to unity you. We're going to put a flat lift in to make sure we have loads of room. We're going to try to get you to the same height. I think it's there. It's not. Like that. And then we're going to unity all of that, which means larger haul trucks can now get down here, which means this should get emptied faster. I'm going to give that a slightly higher priority, just because if our slag belts back up, that causes problems all down the chain. And that is no good for us. The alternative is we put a bigger box in. We could do that as well. And yes, I'm well aware I'm doing that thing where I'm like, I'm going to finish up now, and then I don't. Oh, I can replace that? I can't replace it there, but I can replace it there. Because ideally I'd want to put it there, or even a bit closer. But if I can't, I can't. That's... Oh, now you're set to up more. So now I can upgrade you. So I can upgrade you when you're off-centered. I mean, that saves me having to worry about getting all the storage out of there. So I'm not fussed about that. Let's unity that, and then let's take this one and plug this one in here. Unity that, flip that. And you are on, you're being told to export. Cool, cool, cool. Let's get rid of that. So that'll start that all emptying a little bit faster. Do we need bigger belts here at all? I don't think we do here, because you produce 36. And you do have slag. Now the slag from here goes onto this belt. Does this belt need to be bigger? We've got so many slag belts, it's almost impossible to keep up. So maybe that's something we look at next time, because I think this slag belt is probably too small. Because you've got 36 there. None of you are running at the moment, but then you've got another 36 there. Yeah, I think we need to look at upgrading some of our slag belts. But it's moving for now, which is the main thing. So next time, maybe upgrading the slag belts. We could probably get rid of another one of these. No, not yet. You being told you can accept stuff? Yep. Let's just make sure none of them can accept any wood. Perfect. Cool. Well, definitely good progress. Electronics 3 are there. Next time we will get the research tier 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The tier 4 research up and running. We'll probably need a few more teraflops for that, or maybe only one more. But if we can get that data center done, we can look into getting better teraflop production, which we could put really wherever we wanted. It doesn't have to be down here, does it? But yeah, we'll see. But the main thing is microchips are done, electronics 3 is done. We've had a bit of a tidy up as well. You are filled with rock because you are filled with gold. And you've got nowhere to put the gold. So I think I'm going to just delete that and delete that. You are going to be told to output rock on this one. I'm going to get rid of that gold and I'm going to add gold back in. I'm going to remove what's on that belt so we can get rock into there. I'm going to unpause that. You've got some gold on you, so we're going to quick remove that. I'm going to quick remove again because you've got a bit more gold. And we're going to quick remove that. Just stick it in the old shipyard. And that should get you running again. Excellent. Well, that's that one solved. This one is filled with limestone, copper, and dirt. It's filled with dirt because it's trying to output rock, but it can't do it fast enough. I think we need to give a wider dumping zone, or another dumping zone perhaps. So let's also give them this. Is that going to get confused with the flattenator? Because the flattenator might have been told it can't dump products. Yes, 100%. So we're just going to edit that area and we're just going to move it up there. And then bring that down there. Cool. Definitely time to finish up. Hope you're still enjoying Captain of Industry. If you are, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, all those amazing things. I will see you next time. And as always, thank you very, very much for joining me.